نفسي بنور من فؤادي.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I'm going to be talking to you about 10 types of parenting pitfalls. This type of parent will spend lots of hours in the evening or in the weekend sat around on the couch. By and large, most of these types of parents will have had very busy working days and would have been busy with other commitments. But when your children see that you're sitting around most of the time when you're at home, then apart from losing that time to be proactive with your children, they will see you as lazy and unproductive and think that it's acceptable behavior. This is the type of parent who is still living the life as they were before they had children or even before marriage. They have unfortunately failed to recognize that with children comes duties and responsibilities, and there is a big element of having to make sacrifices to our own enjoyment, pleasure and free time. Honestly, it's not all doom and gloom, and children bring so much barakah and love to the household, but a shift in balance is definitely required. Parenting and nurturing children is already a difficult challenge. However, sometimes we can find that other people, usually grandparents, may be having a very big influence on our children. This is by no means a problem as long as you are aware and know that out of love from the grandparents, they are not contradicting boundaries and behaviors that you are trying to build, such as not enforcing bedtime rules or not sticking to the amount of entertainment time allowed. This type of parent simply wants their children to succeed, but in their studies, academia and in their field of work. So expensive books, tutors, classes and tuition is no problem at all for such parents. But such aspirations become problematic when children are seeing that their parents are prioritizing their studies and careers over and above spiritual development and relationship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. After all, creating a child who is a good doctor but not a good Muslim is not success in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the key attributes to successful parenting is to recognize that your children will mirror your behavior. When we are telling our children to pray, to tell the truth, to be kind and the like, then they must be able to see their parents displaying the same behavior. Failure to do so will often mean that parents will lose the trust and respect of their children, and that is a difficult place to come back from. Having to say no to your children and setting boundaries with them is often an emotional experience for most parents, whether out of love to let them have whatever they want, or because you believe giving in to them will earn their love. This type of parenting can soon become problematic. It is important to not spoil your children and have clear boundaries of acceptable and unacceptable behavior. Due to the busy demands of parenting, work and other family responsibilities, some parents may have fallen into the habit of delegating their parenting responsibilities. We are very fortunate to have wider family and community support, and from time to time we should lean on them. However, we should look to prioritize other aspects of our life like work to ensure that raising our children, their upbringing and nurturing hasn't been delegated to others. This is the type of parent that is unfortunately working almost every hour of the day and night. And whenever they are not working, they need to eat and catch up with their sleep. Sometimes people's personal circumstances may mean that they have to work more. Sometimes we feel that we want our children to have more than we did. Whatever the reason may be, it is important to recognize that your children need to have you involved in their life. Neglected children often will look elsewhere for attention. Setting the balance right between being too lenient and being too strict with your children is a difficult task. However, just as with being too lenient can allow your children to run loose, being too strict can often mean children feel restricted and scared. As parents, we should aim to have an open and relaxed relationship with our children, one where they feel they can express themselves. Alhamdulillah, most of us do a fantastic and wonderful job at work and within the house. We can set goals, targets, objectives for every aspect of our life, but it seems that having a similar focused approach with our children is often missing. Your children need to play and enjoy themselves whilst they are young, but do we have any kind of Islamic vision or goal for them? What type of person do we want them to grow up to be? How will they help their communities? What will they contribute towards their deen? In conclusion, my brothers and sisters, my fellow parents, this short video is by no means to criticize any of you, nor to point fingers at whatever mistakes someone may or may not be making. However, I did feel that I should share some of my experiences and some of my own mistakes with you, so that we can all learn and look at how we can make improvements in regard to our own personal relationships with our children. At the end of the day, our children are and will always be our personal responsibility. It is important that we understand them, that we grow closer to them, and that we gain the right tools to be able to nurture and raise them to be confident, so that they can grow up to help lead the Muslims towards Jannah. I hope you find this video useful. Please like, share and follow Lead to Jannah on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
نفسي بنور من فؤادي